Descent of the Demon God. By Hanjo Wiolia. Chapter 213. Memory. Part 1. An unbelievable sight unfolded right before their eyes. All the demons who witnessed it were shocked. The Demon King was a divine being to them, since the title was for the best and the strongest warrior in their clan. The fact that the Demon King was defeated by a human, a species that they had always regarded as mere insects, and not someone from Talicia's clan, made it all the more absurd. How could, Your Majesty? Chen Yuan's hand pierced through the heart, or nucleus, of the Demon King. If the nucleus was drawn out of his body, Tora's existence would be reduced to ashes. Master's strength was this strong? After the Demon King appeared, Shakina had been in despair, but now she couldn't take her eyes off Chen Yuan. Unlike the demons, the members of the Sky Demon Order cheered for him. Woa! Demon God! Demon God! Demon God! Everyone thought the end had come when hurricanes and thunderstorms began to shake the entire place. However, all of that was gone when Chen Yuan, a legend of the Sky Demon Order, turned everything around. See that? See? I told you Lord could do it. Hu Bong made a fuss out of his excitement. Ahem, did I ever say he couldn't? You seemed anxious. Humph. Becky shook his head and looked at Chen Yuan. I can't keep up. Although Chen Yuan was his lord, Becky still wanted to close the gap in level with martial arts, but Chen Yuan seemed to have leapt even farther away. Chen Yuan was like a wall he couldn't overcome. Thud. Thud. Many of the demons had dropped their weapons as if they lost their will. Victory and defeat were decided between beings who were leaders, so the war ended when the fight of the leaders ended. What are you doing, Slash? Raise your weapons now. The commanders urged them, but nothing could change the fact that they had lost. What are you? That. The commanders were speechless. Even if the forces on the ground were combined, they couldn't do anything against Chen Yuan, so how could the war continue? No matter how barbaric the demons were, their ability to judge the situation was spot on. Qua. The Demon King, whose nucleus had been caught, groaned. His mind was confused. The king, see defeat once again. This time, he hadn't even been careless. Moreover, he had been convinced that no other being could be called his equal, but that confidence was shattered. I haven't done anything yet. He had come to Earth for one reason, to get his revenge on Marisha. Dying like this without getting it done was unacceptable. Dying, like this. Light shone in the Demon King's eyes. As if he wanted to burn down everything one last time, the demonic power in his body exploded like a candle. The Demon King yelled. Think you can finish it like... Quack. Quack. Before the Demon King could finish, Chen Yuan pulled his hand out of the Demon King's body. Thud. Thud. The nucleus of the Demon King was beating in his hand, and the Demon King who watched it was wide-eyed. Chen Yuan caught the nucleus as if it was a toy. It's done. You, human. His dignity as a king was lost. The eyes of the Demon King, who was staring at Chen Yuan with a killing intent, lost focus. Since his nucleus was removed from his body, there was no more power to support his body. I'll take this. Blue energy flowed from Chen Yuan's right wrist and wrapped around the nucleus in his hand, soon wrapping around the entire hand. Is he trying to absorb the power of the Demon King? Grand Duke Kaliaf looked at the scene while holding his breath. As he watched the battle, the Grand Duke was shocked at how infinitely powerful Chen Yuan's power seemed. Now that the fight was over, a serious question arose in his mind. What will happen if Master, who has power that surpasses the Demon King, gains the power of the Demon King? Imagining it itself was terrifying enough. Pong! It was then. Black energy exploded and flowed out from the Demon King's nucleus as the previous Demonic King's demonic powers that were sleeping in the nucleus also came out. Wuong. The tangible power inside shuddered wildly as if rebelling or threatening Chen Yuan. It almost seemed as if the energy refused to be absorbed by anyone who wasn't a demon. So rebellious. Chen Yuan raised the sky demon energy and tried to subdue it. Then, a ferocious energy was emitted and the demonic power of the kings inside the nucleus were suppressed once more. Resisting is useless. If you are the demon kings, then I am the demon god. Sky demon energy began to devour the demonic energy of the past demon kings like a beast. In front of sky demon energy, all other power or energy paled in comparison. The momentum of the past demonic powers weakened as they were consumed. Swoosh! The demonic power began to rush into Chen Yuan one after another as he began to feel the demonic power of the demon king. Ba-dump! Chen Yuan's heart pounded as the demonic power entered his body and his vision turned black. Whoa! When the power inside nuclei was absorbed, the information within would be transferred to his head. However, images began to flow as if he were watching a film. This is? They were from the memory of the Demon King Tora. Unlike other demons, Demon King Tora's body was very different and had a strong spirit imbued into his nucleus. Thousands of years of Demon King Tora's memory began to play. Most of them were battles, but then the memories he bottled up were shown. Swash! The memories flowed like a film until the setting came into focus. Chen Yuan could even feel the Demon King's complex emotions, disappointment and hatred. It isn't possible. Larisha is recovering right now. The demon stopped him from entering the audience room. Tora killed those demons, forcibly opened the door, and went in. As he went in, he saw the figure of someone recovering inside a black sphere. Larisha? Like the other demons, this one also had an exotic appearance. Strangely, his appearance wasn't unfamiliar, as if he was more than just a stranger. Tora? The being with its eyes closed opened them and looked. Since this was Tora's memory, Chen Yuan could see Larisha looking right at him. Larisha. I asked for nobody to be sent in. Right, but we don't have time right now. The Demon King's feelings were clearly felt by Chen Yuan, who sensed that the being in the black sphere instilled fear within Tora. Tack. Tora then put down a certain device, the device to open the gate. After touching a certain button on the device, a large black hole appeared in the ceiling. What are you doing? For the last time, I am going to change your intentions. What do you mean? Give me orders right now to go through this gate and get rid of the bugs on Earth. At Tora's words, Larisha's expression hardened. Ignoring that, Tora continued. The Larisha that I know isn't like this. Aren't you supposed to work for the clan? We don't show mercy to the bugs just because of one human wench. Human wench? Chen Yuan was now intrigued, as this memory would reveal the real cause for why Larisha was trying to cooperate with humans. At Tora's words, Larisha warned him. Tora, no further disrespect will be forgiven. At that, he laughed. Hwa-ha-ha-ha-ha. With a ridiculing voice, Tora spoke to Larisha. It seems that the information that Talisha's sword stabbed your nucleus was correct. At that, Larisha didn't respond, and Tora looked at him. With a sly smile, he said, I will head to Earth right now and remove everything that's weakening you to restore you to your original state. Understand that this is out of my loyalty. Tora. I will find that woman and kill her first. Whoa. As soon as he said that, Larisha flew towards Tora, breaking out of the black sphere that was helping him recover with a force that made it seem like he wanted to kill Tora. Oh, is this your answer? You really have become weak. Seriously wounded, Larisha felt powerless against Tora, as the information about his nucleus being hurt seemed to be accurate. Tora grabbed Larisha's head and looked at his chest. Do you not know what my ability is? Tora. It seems like you are no longer capable of leading our clan. You are not only weakened in the head but also you have a weakened heart. Such a crooked thought, Tora. Larisha's eyes were filled with anger and hatred, but also sadness. Don't look at me like that. Goo. Tora began to absorb Larisha's power. Although Larisha was weakened, he still was able to resist Tora's absorption with a firm impression. Tora, who kept on going, scoffed once he had absorbed almost all the demonic power. Disappointing. The best warrior can't even rebel? As someone who tried to overcome his fears by strengthening his resolve, Larisha thought that it was futile and answered, I end here as a king. What are you saying? I will allow you to lead the clan, so lose your interest in Earth. Grunt. Larisha still held on to his resolve to protect Earth, despite having all of his powers taken away. Tora couldn't hide his disappointment after that, and now hated Larisha. Larisha was the warrior he admired the most, so seeing him sacrifice his nature and heart for someone other than his clan made Tora miserable. Clench. Tora lifted Larisha's body. What are you doing? You choose to neglect our clan till the end. That's not it, Tora. You think? Enough. I know very well what you think of the clan. If Earth is so good, then go rot on the Earth for the rest of your life. Tora. That is, if you can survive in this state. As if suffering from his injuries wasn't enough, Larisha's demonic power had been drained. If he fell to Earth in this state, his chances of surviving would be 0. Despite that, Tora threw Larisha's body at the gate without any hesitation. Horrible. That was Chen Yuan's only thought after watching the scene unfold. Like Larisha said, this man was crooked. Shh. Once again, Tora's memory began to flow with other memories that just seemed like imprints of information. At some point, another actual memory came, displaying the Demon King as he stood in front of the gate, and said, I will check with my own eyes to see if he is dead or not. Tora's strong obsession and doubts were trapping him. After throwing the dying Larisha into the gate, he was under the pressure that Larisha could have survived. There are rumors that I broke the law and harmed the Demon King. Duke Joseph, who was being pursued, has disappeared. Too many things were pressuring him. The pressure of breaking the clan law and killing the clan's king were getting to him. Without another thought, Demon King Tora opened the gate. Whoa! Demon King Tora, who came to Earth after opening the gate, tried to use the powers to check if any demonic power existed on Earth, which wasn't difficult to confirm even at the most minute level. If I check from the highest point, I'll know for sure. He then moved to the sky and began to send out demonic power as if he were a radar device. The Demon King's demonic energy spread out in every direction, but after less than a day of the demonic energy propagating everywhere, an entirely unexpected existence appeared in the sky. A human? It was a human with a strong impression and wavy long hair, whose existence surprised even Chen Yuan. Chen Ma. It was Chen Ma, his ancestor. Who would have thought that Tora had encountered his ancestor? Surprisingly, Chen Ma said something to Demon King Tora. I did tell you not to pay attention to this place. Demon King Tora was startled at those words and tried to deal with him. Chen Ma then extended his sword. Crack! At that moment, the surrounding space distorted and Chen Ma was sucked into it as a black dot pierced through the body of the Demon King. Pus! It all happened in a single instant. Quiet! With a gaping hole in his chest, Demon King Tora was thrown hundreds of meters away. Chapter 214. Memory. Part 2. That one. Vivid memories. Chen Yuan was shocked by what he had witnessed. The technique Chen Ma just unfolded was beyond the human realm or anything he could imagine. Though Chen Yuan treated his space as a sword, Chen Ma freely handed it as if the weapon were incorporated with the space. I thought I surpassed my ancestor. Chen Yuan thought that he surpassed the level of Chen Ma as he ascended to the realm of void. But now, with one technique, he could see that they were still different. Qua. Demon King Tora's chest regenerated rapidly. Despite that, Tora felt confused. Starting with how a mere human did this to him. No way. Larisha was a demon. However, this man he was facing seemed like a human. How can this be? Demon King Tora spread his hands. Cha-cha-cha-cha. A black space opened up, and black iron items came out and stuck onto his body. It was Arisha's armor. In any case, Tora judged that the opponent was an enemy he couldn't handle easily and put on the armor. It was a surprise attack earlier, it won't work again. Whoa. However, the space shook, and a fist came out and struck Tora's chin. Bang. Crack. Quack. Tora was hit by it and flew into the sky. Tora's eyes glowed while soaring up, and a black hand appeared from the air, shielding him from being pushed upwards any farther. Wong. It's coming. The space resonated. Tora sensed it and quickly tilted his head to the side. At that moment, a hole pierced through the black hand. Fat. Chen Yuan, who witnessed it, felt it was terrific. The Demon King must have had a keen sense of battle, for he immediately responded to the opponent's strike after. Only 2 hits. However, the opponent was Chen Ma of the Sky Demon Order. Throughout the history of Murim, a person who could face him never arrived. Bang. Quack. It was an excellent move to dodge, but Chen Ma's leg appeared before him and kicked him in the chin once again. Chen Ma swept aside Tora in that state. Cha-cha-sia-cha. What is that speed? The sword was so fast that it left traces as it moved. Despite its speed, the blade was cutting through the gaps in Arisha's armor. Quack. Why, you bastard? Demon King Tora endured the attack and tried to counter it. However, when Chen Ma pulled back the sword and thrust it again, Tora's head flew. Fat. In an instant, his consciousness fell away. If it hadn't been for the unique regenerative power, dying wouldn't seem strange. Rumble. Tora became aware of the situation as soon as his head regenerated. His body is immobilized. The nucleus in the chest was also touched. Move, and you'll regret it. Tora glared at Chen Ma, who warned him. Who are you? Tora was the king, and this man was the first to corner him like this. Chen Ma spoke in a low voice. I am the radiant flame which leads all things to darkness. As the man said those words, Tora's nucleus began to pound. He thought this could be. No, no. How can that happen? He fell into denial and disbelief. Then he asked. Why are you still alive, Larisha? Chen Yuan was confused when he heard it. The Demon King addressed Chen Ma as Larisha. However, wasn't Chen Ma human? The only person who could answer it was Chen Ma. I am grateful to you, Tora. He really seemed to mean it. With a trembling body, Tora asked. Just how did this happen? It's not as difficult as you might think. Not difficult? Why do we look like the humans of the planet Earth? Have you ever had that doubt? Demon King Tora became puzzled by such statements. He used to have the same doubt the first time he came to Earth. Unlike other planets, beings on this planet were similar to them. Despite the physical structures being different, the appearance was strangely identical. The roots of our clan originated from here. What do you mean? There are gates on all planets. Our clan passed through that and settled on our world, the demon realm. This was Tora's first time hearing this. He was a fourth generation of the clan, and he knew that Larisha was between the first and second generations. The gravity there is several times this place. We had to evolve to it and adapt to the environment of thin air and dangerous individuals there. Living things evolve in ways to fit with their environment. They have developed themselves to survive in the barren demon realm. We evolved? From the lowly form of these humans? Lowly is sure, they have just evolved to the optimal state of this planet. Tora felt this all was absurd and smiled. So you evolved to adapt to this place? When Chun-Ma didn't deny it, Tora yelled. Stop the bullshit. Are you talking about this being evolution? What you did is degenerate. Evolve to become lower-level humans who can't live past 50 years? Huh. Tora's eyes swelled in anger. He came down with ambition, but now replaced with disappointment and hatred for the existence in front of him who was someone he respected. Did his king turn into a trivial human? The moment he found out, he was gripped with anger and disappointment. To give up the fact that we are a clan and leave for a trivial human, a person like you deserves death. Crack. Tora forced himself to move, ignoring the energy embedded in the body. Even if his limbs were torn off, he showed such strong will. Chun-Ma's eyes sharpened. Will you not fulfill your duty as the current king? Huh. I don't want to hear this from you. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Orisha's armor, which covered Tora's body, was now in the form of weapons. Weapons of sword, blade, wheel, and staff all came out and rushed to Chun-Ma. Die. Papa Pack. You fool. Chun-Ma held his sword and pushed it ahead. Even the Demon King's items with the demonic power were no match. Unification of energy. The sword of Chun-Ma collided with the rushing weapons. Bang! A blue flash of light appeared with a great roar, and weapons were thrown out in all directions. Among them, Chun-Ma caught one of the weapons. Pack! It was the sword. He was trying to hold a sword containing the demonic power of the Demon King. Whoa! Have you already forgotten? The sword only moves by the power of the Demon King. Chun-Ma tried to suppress the demonic power inside the sword, raising up the sky demon energy and glancing at it. I will take this with me, it might be helpful in the future. That belongs to the king. Demon King Tora, who had been robbed of the sword that was the most powerful of Orisha's weapons, reacted angrily. At that, Chun-Ma pointed up and said, You go back to where you are from. What? Looking up, he saw a gate that was opened. Come to think of it, he couldn't see the device he had brought. Larisha. Crack. Despite the Demon King's whole body being unable to move, he endured and tried to raise his hand up to awaken himself. Looking at that, Chun-Ma shook his head. You are acting foolish till the end. Afterward, Chun-Ma raised his sword, and the energy inside Tora ran wild and ripped up his body. Slash. 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 Quack. Demon King Tora lost all his parts except for his chest and nucleus. Never come back, Tora. As Chun-Ma said his last warning to Tora, he forced the weakened but raging demon into the gate. There was no use screaming, however. Larisha. Demon King Tora returned to his throne through the gate. He couldn't hold back his anger. Larisha. The feeling of being horribly defeated by a mere human destroyed his pride. Kiek. The door opened, and 3 of his aides appeared before him, whose body was torn. The 3 dukes were looking for him when he suddenly disappeared. And as they witnessed him in such a weak state, they didn't hide their greedy eyes toward the injured king. In an instant, the day when he betrayed Larisha flashed into his mind. Karma of betrayal came to him. Did you feel this way too? He suddenly thought that. Then the memory scattered. That was the last of him. Fat. Chun Yuan opened his eyes to find new energy filling his whole body. The sky demon energy became stronger after absorbing the demonic power from the demon king's nucleus. It seemed like it had better compatibility than the previous energies. Chun Ma was Larisha. The truth felt weird. He had never imagined this. Then I have the blood of demons inside? In a way, it could be considered as that. The blood may have faded, but the people of Chun Ma, the direct descendants, must have them within. Is this important? Honestly, this changes nothing. Chun Ma was his ancestor, that is all. He is a legend within the Sky Demon Order. Chun Yuan was a human, and nothing changed. No, there is one thing. Chun Ma, I have taken over everything you once had. Pong. As Chun Yuan lowered his hand after covering his face, tremendous energy exploded with intense wind bursts, and his form changed to a black flame. Larisha. The dying demon King Tora was shocked. Who would have imagined that he would see Larisha during his last moments? How? Chun Yuan looked down at Tora and smiled. Didn't I tell you to never come back? After hearing Chun Yuan's last words for him, Tora's eyes widened as if they would burst out. His body then crumbled into ashes, giving him no chance to utter any words. In the end, Tora was the demon king who suffered because of Larisha. Witnessing the enemy turn into ashes, cheers erupted from the ground. Wah! They were the shouts and cheers of the members of the Sky Demon Order. Grand Duke Kaliaf descended to the ground and pointed to Chun Yuan, who was there, and spoke to the demons. The new demon king, His Majesty. Respect him. Ugh. Thud. 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 Despite hesitating, the demons fell to the ground. They had no choice. They witnessed Demon King Tora turning to ashes. The battle has ended. The reign of the new king has begun. At the same time, a gigantic optical telescope was installed on a peak approximately 40 kilometers away from the Yongchun site, and someone was looking through it. A person with a silver mask, behind the man looking through the telescope, asked, "Elder Cho, why are you still here?" Elder Cho didn't face the person who asked and only made a sound. Is there some problem? This is troubling. Huh? Elder Cho turned his head and spoke in a firm voice. I believe he will be more powerful than this old one.